Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mines and Money, London and Commodity TV Virtual. We want to talk now to Matthew Hornor, the CEO of Maple Gold Mines, for an update. Matthew, hi, and hello to London. How are you?
Great, thank you. How are you over there? Everything okay?
Not
Snowy?
too bad, not too bad. It's really snowy. I have a little bit of a cold, but everything is okay, Yeah, hey, first of all, congratulations. You guys did a board deal for $7 million. Jesus Christ, that is fantastic because board deal means guaranteed money. And I think you did it at a very exciting premium. So the dilution was absolute minimum.
That's correct, yeah. Cormark and Agentis offered us money at a 60% premium. And they went through the base, and looks like they had the option to take the green shoe. And we'll see how it all ends up. There was excessive demand for the offering, and we're very, very happy to be a part of that, and very delighted they offered us this spot deal.
Yeah, super. So I think it's a big sign of trust into your company and into the exploration, what you are doing, of course. And you are working together in a joint venture also with Agnico Eagle. So the question is then, what is going on with the company? I saw that you have restarted a 20,000-meter drill program across all your, let's say, across the company's project portfolio. So where have you started? What are you doing now?
Sure, the 20,000 meters, I think, that's guidance on where we think it's going to get to, and may surpass that. Actually, we've started with following up on the incredible hits we had from this last program, where we put out some of the best hits ever in the history of this project, and it's going back a few decades. This is because we're getting better at finding the pathfinders and understanding where the ounces are and how to locate them. And on top of, or following up on, so I'll give you some examples. There was 132 meters of 1.6 grams. There was 28.8 meters of 9 grams, just about. And then the bonanza grade, 332 grams per meter, and then 72 grams over 0.7. So we're following up and connecting these smaller pits with the expectation and the intention to create a very large pit, similar to what our friends are operating down in Malartic, something that's very large in size and a very high production profile.
Great.
So that's how it's going. That's the point.
Yeah, super. So I saw also in the fall drilling that this also includes multiple holes located approximately 600 meters to the east of the central zone. Conceptual pit limits as defined in the RPA in 2019 resource estimate with an additional 700 meters of strike to the east that remains untested. So that means you will really then enlarge what you have already.
Yeah, we had some areas that were wide open and that we had incredible hits, and we hadn't followed up to see what the extension of this hits are. So we had to address that end, and also we're looking at between the Nika zone and the main porphyry zone. There are areas that are wide open that had insufficient drilling, but we had some incredible hits, as I just mentioned, with this bonanza grade orogenic overprint, which is what it looks like. So we're extending the resource and also a better understanding and trying to connect up the areas that we can end up getting to a PEA that would get us underway in the not too distant future. So it's we're kind of getting our hands around the ultimate size of this resource, which I think is going to be ultimately quite large.
Okay, super. So the question is also, what is going then on this old Eagle mine complex, which you are also holding, and I think this is in your responsibility, right? This is not part of the joint venture.
No, that it's not. Definitely not yet part of the joint venture. The reason we actually considered taking any financing, because from anyone, is because this Eagle project is something we have to fund on our own. As you know, Agnico is obligated to spend and help support our exploration on Douay and Joutel with us, and they carry our exploration funding for 4 years. So we have 3 more years left on that. The Eagle side is for us, and we're really excited about what we think that has to offer, given that we have multiple targets, a couple that are parallel trends of what we believe to be very high-grade mineralization that we're going to be addressing with this drill program. And we're going to go after it incredibly aggressively, but also we have these targets that we can follow up on. One, for example, is 10 meters of 32 grams, which is one of the first things we're going to be addressing. And in that area, there's other multiple holes that were never followed up on. 10 meters of 10 grams, 10 meters of 15 grams. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. They left that behind because they went off to Laurent. We are going to show the world what Eagle, I think, has left behind and why it's such an important project. We would not have taken any capital to address Eagle if we didn't have a very high level of confidence that
absolutely
right.
So Eagle would be your mine in the future, and the rest is joint venture with Agnico Eagle. So 2 mines.
Well, the history of that project is Eagle and Telbel was the Eagle Telbel mine. It's in the Jutel mine complex, and it is hard to imagine that ultimately they would not be part of the same mine, if we're just being logical about it. Right.
Okay, super, perfect. So as the year is nearing and coming to an end, where do you see 2022 real emphasize on? Where is the focus? Probably can we expect already a PEA somewhere? What are your thoughts?
Well, the first thing is we have a resource estimate that's coming out in the next few weeks. That's something to look out for. That's going to include roughly 20,000 meters of drilling that had not been included since 2019, the last time we did a resource estimate update, which was done by RPA, as you know. So that's step one. And on the back of that, and probably the next drill program, we're going to be initiating scoping studies to understand where the mine plan could be located, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one thing that's always happening in the background. Resource updates to understand how you actually build something that's economic. The emphasis going forward is as I said, is looking at Eagle and putting a lot of holes in the ground there, pulling out what we expect to be some good results, and then continuously drilling around the Douay project to figure out all of the extension of the resource, and also how to connect up the existing smaller pits to create a much larger pit. But as you know, it's 6 by 2 kilometers at the moment. It's quite significant size already. Similar footprint to Detour Lake or Canadian Malartic, and so we have a number of things on the go, which is what you always want to have. We have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to targets. We're in the most prolific mining jurisdiction for gold, maybe on planet Earth. Abitibi is a focus for our partners, Agnico and Agnico Kirkland Lake. They spoke about us as well in their presentation materials on September 28th about how they have a focus in the Abitibi, and we have, our land package is 400 square kilometers. So in addition to the gold, what I should mention is there's some base metal targets, copper zinc targets on our project as well to the western side. We are running airborne mag at the moment to find targets there, and with Agnico, and so it's highly likely it will be going after that also with the drill rig. So I expect that in 2022 we will have a drill rig turning continuously at all of our projects. So all year long there'll be drills turning at our projects.
So that means we will see a lot of news release.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Last question, because I'm always interested. You come also from the money market side. You are a finance expert. What's your take for the gold price for next year?
Well, I don't know. By the end of next year,
Well, just your feeling.
I feel that the gold price is being totally manipulated at the moment. I think that there's no justification for it to be under $3,000 an ounce as we speak right now. I think it should be even much, much higher than that. So next year for sure it's going to be higher, not lower. It's going back 2 years, I can tell you what I've spoken about openly with everybody who knows me, and sometimes they know my opinion very distinctly. And that is, you cannot print as much currency as is being printed by as many countries in the world right now on the back of this pandemic to support economies and not have the value of real things go up. It's mathematically impossible. And so we're seeing this now with inflation. I'm surprised that anyone is surprised that inflation is starting to come into effect. But it's only going to continue, and I think that at some point there's going to be a massive wave of inflation that nobody sees coming, and then overnight gold is trading at $5,000 an ounce, because this is a situation called like something we've never seen before. It's a vuja day, as they say, not deja vu. It's we've never had this set of circumstances before hit the entire globe in the same way, with this many people on the planet, with that many countries producing and printing currency. It's inevitable. We're already seeing it happening, so it has to go up dramatically. It may far surpass what I just said, because people are going to be scrambling for something that's actually real and has actual value. And those who are sitting on top of those resources, like Maple Gold, and there are others, are sitting in a very, very strong position as a result. And yet, that's the other reason why you want to actually have a lot of cash in your treasury, if you can, because you need to actually do something with it and move the projects forward.
Yeah, of course,
all the time.
Exactly, and you cannot be pressurized that easy. That's also right. Very, very important.
Oh yeah, we have now in our treasury, if you add on this very recent financing, $23 million in hard and flow dollars. We have $21.2 million come in the form of exercise of warrants, if that actually happens, which I think it will. And Agnico is spending $18.25 million on the project. So if you add all those numbers together, you get to a very healthy financial situation for us, which I can't say enough times how important that is for anybody, but especially for a junior mining gold equity that needs to continuously bring a project forward. Anyone who says otherwise doesn't really know what they're talking about, because they never operated a mining company. And of course, some people say dilution, etc. But if you get it at a premium, and people, between us, I can say that, in my opinion, most of the times that I've seen banks actually add value is when they do bought deals, because they buy the shares from you. The company has no risk for a failed financing, and it goes smoothly, and you get it over the line. That's the only time when banks have research coverage out that's helpful, etc. But in my mind, in my view, this is when banks really add value. So I would say I would encourage anybody who's interested to look at the video also of our site visit. We did a site visit in October. We had most of the analysts from the major Canadian banks and U.S. banks at our site visit in the beginning of October. We produced a short movie about that, so anyone who wants to understand what it's like to actually visit the site can go and watch it and say, okay, this is how it feels to be there. It's very accessible. You can see how people live. You can see the rooms, the dining room, etc. And you can see what's happening with the project, which is quite impressive.
Fantastic. Yeah, we have it also on our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. So if it's easier for you to find it, and of course, go to the Maple Gold website. That is also for sure, but we have it also on. Fantastic. Right. Super. Matthew, thank you very much. That was a great update. And it looks like that a lot of good news flow is here in the creation. And please hit us hard with a lot of good news, because you guys really deserve it. And I personally have a feeling that this is a super large project. If we don't know at the end how many million ounces you will have, but that could be a real big beast, I would say. And it looks fantastic. And I'm part of it because I'm also a shareholder. I should disclose that too here. Super. Matthew, thank you very much. All the best. And keep well and stay safe. And I have a good feeling we talk quite soon.
Fantastic. Thank you, Hen. Take care of yourself. Feel better.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Matthew Hornor, the CEO of Maple Gold Mines, and you heard it. They did a great bought deal with a super large premium, over 60-70% premium here, $7 million. They just got into the bank, and as you know, a bought deal is guaranteed by the banks, so the banks get the stock from the company, and they have no risk. And this is a big sign of confidence and trust into Maple Gold. And yeah, I mean, with a partner like Agnico Eagle, this is anyhow already shows how fantastic the company is set up. The drills are turning. 20,000 meters drill program is running here on the way. And yeah, next year, quite soon, they will have a mineral resource estimate, followed then hopefully from a good PEA. And we will see what's going on. But definitely this stock is too cheap. Check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.